Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this session on Flutter. I am thrilled to have this opportunity to share with you some of amazing things you can do with this amazing, incredible framework. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced developer, there are a lot of things that we can discover about Flutter and its many features. Have you ever wondered how can you make text configurable by backend? So basically, our today's topic, which is backend driven text formatting. So the text that is rendered should be configurable by backend, meaning that the styling of the text should be backend controlled. Like basic text, we can receive in backend responses, in API responses, but with some styling. How we are going to achieve this? So why we are focusing on this is because to update the text on the fly without updating the app. So for a minute text style change, we are not going to have an update, right? So sit back and relax, and let's dive into the world of Flutter. Before proceeding, let me introduce myself. I am Rohan Joshi, and I am a mobile engineer at GoodCreatorCo. I've been working in the mobile app development space for about 3 years now, and I am passionate about creating innovative, user-friendly, which solves real-world problems. And in addition to my work at GoodCreatorCo, I'm also pursuing my master's degree in IT management from Indiana University Bloomington. So here on the slide, as you can see, I also love Flutter. That is obvious. And as you can see here, you can see a picture which is kind of a social identity. So wherever you find this picture, it is most probably of mine. So make sure you connect on me with LinkedIn and also on Twitter. Here are my IDs. You can actually just Google search Rohan JSH and you'll find some or the other content related to me. I post some topics related to Flutter app development on Twitter. I always try to stay active in the community and learn from others and give something that I have back to the community. Before proceeding, let me introduce you to the GoodCreatorCo. So GoodCreatorCo is India's largest creator ecosystem where creators create, share, and ultimately earn. So it is with over 1.5 million influencers and creators. It is a one-stop destination that solves multiple purposes and caters to almost all creator needs. So here, if you download the app, you will see that there are many opportunities on the app for creators. So if you're a creator, go ahead and download the app. And one more good thing about it is written in Flutter. The app is written in Flutter. So go ahead, try it out, and let me know if you have. Let me know your feedback. Here is the website. Go ahead and engage. Let's talk about Flutter. So if you say what Flutter is, there is a definition. There are lots of resources. It is a huge name right now in the mobile development space. But if I want to make it a one-liner, I can say from the website itself, it is to build apps for any screen. So there are many screens out there. We can see screens at multiple places, maybe malls, maybe kiosks, airport kiosks, self-service desks, etc. So any kind of screen, any kind of platform, and you will see that Flutter supports it. So Flutter is an open source. This is the definition that we can find. Flutter is an open source framework for Google for building beautiful, natively compiled multi-platform applications from a single code base. So the words that are highlighted are really important. So it is open source, meaning that you can dive into the code and look for any issues, any upcoming features, how is the implementation done, how are things done behind the hood. So it is open source, available to everyone. You can just go on the Flutter repo and start exploring yourself. Building natively compiled is a really major thing, and multi-platform applications, and also from single code base. So there is no need to maintain multiple code bases or multiple platforms. Now everything is on a single code base. Let's talk about Flutter Forward. So Flutter Forward was a global Flutter event streamed live from Nairobi, Kenya, on 25th of January this year. So some of the major announcements that were made were of Material 3. There was Flutter 3.7 mentioned, which was released, and Material 3 also has some additional components in the current material library that Flutter has, that we use for building our, so the root, basically most probably you have been using Material app. So Material 3 support has been added. There was Impeller demoed, showcased, like how it is more performant, as it is actually a replacement for Skia. It is being made ground up, addressing all the Skia issues, and it is basically more performant. So basically great performance. Element embedding was something that was fascinating. So element embedding is to embed Flutter app into a single div. So this was Flutter Forward. There were developers from across the globe joining the event, and now we have Flutter Forward extended on almost all GDG groups around the world. So what are we addressing today? Let's jump on to today's topic. As you know, we are doing something related to text, and how to like have formatted text through backend and stuff like that. So the problem here we are actually focusing on is the dialogues that you see on the right of your screen has some text which is formatted. Now, the problem occurs if this text is driven from backend. So these are actual app screenshots, and the texts are driven by backend. So here, if I have to format some text, like bold some text, apply bold styling, apply italic styling. So how that can be done is the problem we are addressing. So simple formatting such as bold, italic, strike through, which are almost supported by almost every app out there. So any app you see, there are some personalized content, there is some things that are the text related things that we can see being formatted on the fly. So like apps like e-commerce, social media, chat apps. So there is a lot of dynamic content rendered, as well as it is personalized also. So for e-commerce app, for example, we can see that there is a MRP text. Besides that, there is a discounted text, and the MRP text is with the strike through. So if we want to see get some personalized ads or promotions that we want to run on the app, there may be use cases where you need to format text on the fly without knowing when the text or where the text would come on that, or which part of the text needs to be formatted. So there needs to be some kind of solution where we can do this without actually touching the code. So solution in market, there is if there is some problem, there is always a package out there, and we can see on pub.dev there are hundreds of packages published, and two of them are Flutter HTML and Flutter Markdown. So HTML is basically the HTML content that we can render on our Flutter app. These both are pub packages, so you can use it, and these are actually great packages, maintained day in day out, as well as tested and stable. So Flutter HTML and Flutter Markdown. So Markdown is the Markdown syntax which we use on GitHub readmes, etc. So Flutter HTML and Flutter Markdown are some of the libraries we can use to dynamically change the text styling on our app. But these libraries actually are a bit difficult to interpret across the teams. So what I mean by across the teams is that the teams such as sales, marketing, brands, product, tech, so there may be dashboards, there may be many dashboards for input, and which can ultimately change the text on the app. So not all dashboards will contain the input which can support HTML or Markdown syntax. Also, it is with learning curve, so one needs to know how HTML works or how the Markdown syntax is. So basically a sales guy or a marketing guy can come up and he or she wants to change the text in the app for a specific section which is related to sales or which is related to marketing or branding. So he should have an easy way to format the text, and which can be interpreted across the teams. So whenever I look into the input, I can easily make out that okay, this part is bold, okay, this part is italic, etc. like that. So Flutter HTML, like HTML syntax and Markdown syntax, it is a bit difficult to interpret, as well as it is with a learning curve. No doubt, these are great packages. We are already using this, and these are being maintained day in day out. But if I want to have a simpler solution, we can have it. We can always play around with widgets. We can always play around with functions, and have a similar approach, a simpler approach. And what can it be? So first it should be easy to interpret across the teams. These are all our use cases on our app. So it may be possible that you are okay with using other packages and other things as well, but these are focused primarily on our use case. So easy to interpret across teams, and it should be something that people use on day-to-day basis. They know how to format text basically. So they are formatting text in their daily lives. So such kind of approach is needed. So what can it be? So introducing TypeSet. TypeSet is a package you can find on GitHub as well as pub.dev. It was initially developed as a utility to current rich text implementation. So under the hood, it is all rich text. Rich text is the Flutter widget, as you all know, which is used for formatting text. And under the hood, it is rich text. And it is inspired by WhatsApp's way of formatting text. So WhatsApp is one thing that people use on day-to-day basis, and formatting text on WhatsApp is pretty simple. So anyone goes and can format the text, right? Bold, italic, strike through, monospace are supported formatting by WhatsApp. So supported styling, we can say. So currently TypeSet supports these many stylings. So first is bold, second is italics, third is strike through, monospace for any code snippet, links to open links. So these are the things that TypeSet supports. Going ahead, this is a high level overview that how the package looks. So TypeSet package actually contains two parts. First is the TypeSet widget, which we expose for the users to use, and second is the under the hood the logic behind the TypeSet functions, which is the TypeSet parser. So parsers takes in the value, then do some processing around it, add something, remove something like that, and ultimately gives out the styled text. So let's look some example. So here is the example we saw in the previous slides also. So if I want to style this, and if I want it static, no backend, nothing, I want to just implement it using the rich text widget. So here it is, how it looks. So for the left text that we want to have, there is @ the username is in bold. So for the text.rich implementation, we can see we need to have children, where we need to apply the formatting wherever it is needed. So for one line of text, we actually need around 20 plus lines of code. So, and it is static, it is not rendered dynamically. If I know that a text is coming on this position, then I can do it from backend, but that is not our case today. We want to have any kind of formatting on any part of the text. So using the TypeSet package, it actually can convert the 20 lines of code to just 3 to 4 lines of code. So input text is required by TypeSet, and we can actually pass the content which we need to format or style, and the output will be the same that you can see here. So how to use TypeSet? So as we all know, we all use WhatsApp, we all use we use asterisks, we use underscores to style WhatsApp text. Almost similarly, we can use the TypeSet widget. So asterisks for bold, italics for underscore, tilde for strike through, double backslash for underline, backtick for monospace. And for links, we have some unusual kind of thing, but it is simple to understand. First part is the text which is shown to the user. So the second part is the link which on tap will open it. So for link, we use combination of pipe, this is the pipe sign, and square brackets. So this is how simple it is used to use TypeSet. So let's watch some code, how it works. You can find it on GitHub. So after you open it, you can just go into the parser, TypeSet parser here, and I'm just closing all of the functions for ease of understanding. So here there is a parse text widget, there is get word spans, and all the other functions. So only function that we are focusing now is the get word spans. So as you know, the text rich widget expects children of text spans. So basically list of text spans. So here you can see the return type is list of text spans, right? Now what it does, the get word spans takes the string parameter and it splits the string into individual parts. So after splitting into individual parts, it actually transforms it into the map. So the list of words which are being separated is now are into map. So the map contains its index and value. Now what it does is the style apply actually comes here. So get link, get style, get text, these are all the functions that you can see below. You can open it, you can explore it, what it does, how it does, and then ultimately it returns the text spans and converts it to list, which is the return type we are expecting, right? So if it is a link, it will go inside this link function and get the link, get the desired output for the link. For example, if I open the link span, you can see here there is a on tap, and we can just launch the URL and stuff like that. So everything happens here in the parser, which ultimately gets displayed on the screen. So if this is clear, let's move ahead. You can actually try this online without actually downloading, pub getting, and all those stuff. You can try it out. Here the link you are seeing is of Zap, which is an Dart and Flutter sandbox for sharing and embedding examples for Flutter. It is a free sandbox, and you can actually go and build Zap. You can actually go and build Flutter projects on Zap. It also supports pub.dev packages. You can directly open the example folder on Zap, like you are seeing it here. So if you scan this, you are actually redirected to Zap. It is the developer environment, and you can actually take a live preview of what the package offers. So if I go to the Zap, here you can see this is almost similar to VS Code, and we are the development environment we are used to. It also have text suggestion, code suggestions, and everything else. We can actually build some Flutter project. It has dedicated pubspec.yaml and lib folder. So everything that you need to get started for Flutter is readily available here, without any environment configurations that you need to have on your device. So here you can see I'll just remove this, or I'll just add here for your live preview. On the left of your screen, or the right of your screen, you can see the implementation. So if I also want to add link here, so if I want to add link, for example YouTube, I'll just open and close square brackets. I'll type YouTube, make a pipe sign, I'll type youtube.com. So if you want to give it HTTPS, you can give it. And now if I run this should actually be seen as a link. So here you are seeing google.com, and below you should be able to see youtube.com. So I recommend you to visit zap.run, try out some things, and share. You can also share the projects from here. If I go here, down here, you can see youtube.com is seen here, and if I open it, it will actually open YouTube, right? So this is how the typeset works. Very simple, very easy to understand across the teams, and as well as easy to implement as well. So if you can look through the code, you will understand the implementation. how it actually works. And ultimately it is a rich text only. It is text.rich widget which is acts as output. Also, PRs are welcome, issues are welcome. If you find anything, I'm not saying this is really a stable package. There are a lot of improvements needed. Currently, it has something around 90% of coverage, code coverage. We are all trying to get to 100, and um, new features. If you come up with any issues, any improvements, you are feel free to reach out. Also, if you like the package, a star is very well appreciated. Yeah, you can scan the QR code, and you can go ahead and star. It is the GitHub repo that you are seeing as the link. Also, for anyone who is looking internships, here is a resource for you. This is again a GitHub repo, but here you will find some internships, companies which are hiring interns for summer 2023. So if you are anyone of you is looking for it, go ahead, find the internship that you want and apply. So again, a QR code. You are welcome to scan it and see it yourself. I'm also available on TalkMate, so anyone wants to have a more in-depth discussion on any topic regarding Flutter or any other things, I'm available there. And lastly, I would like to thank all the organizers out there of GDG Ludhiana. Thank you, GDG Ludhiana, for the invite. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.